If you meet a group of people that they are a church, two things. Do you want to know them? Two. Prayer and tithing. Those are the two definers of a church. You people, look, remove my picture. Put the verse. These people are looking at me funny. The stone, which I've set up as a pillar. For what purpose? Prayer. It's an altar. Shall be God's house. This is where God spoke to me in 2019 and told me the church is simply an altar to which people come at 2 o'clock up on the Naria building, AM. It shall be God's house, and of all that you give me, not I will give, no, I will surely give. Attend to it. So when you run a missional community of non-tithers, you don't have, those are not part of the body of Christ. Those are still the mission. You still need to do outreach to them. There's only two things that define if someone is part of thing. Praying and, now imagine having a church where when people come there's no prayer. You start praying, Lord, thank you. No, don't do that here. We don't pray here. Is that a church? Now, if you can't have a church where people can't pray, you can't have a church where people don't tithe. The two are together. The stone shall be God's house. Paul writes to Timothy and says, I have written to you that you may know how to behave yourself in the house of God, which is the church, the ground and pillar of the truth. It's coming someday. 3:15. If I'm delayed, I write so that you may know how you ought to conduct yourself in the house of God. What is the house of God? The church of the living God. The pillar and ground. The house of God is a church. Some people claim to have church heart. That I got church heart and I stopped attending. That I'm now alone, I do online. You're not, you're a joker. To show you how much of a joker you are, you haven't led many people to Christ this year. Oh, I'm not allowed to say. Don't threaten the preacher. It doesn't go well when you try to threaten the preacher. The preacher is supposed to preach what the Lord is telling him, not what you like. Where were we? What were we saying? The house. And says the stone shall be God's house. And he says, all that you give me, I will surely give a tenth to you. That's why I don't argue with non-tithers. Should we tithe? I say, keep your money. You are not a proper Christian. Why should I be arguing with you? You are not a proper Christian. Don't waste my time. I have disciples to take care of. How was the church enacted in the new covenant? Jesus, bread and wine. This is the new covenant. This is my body that's broken for you. Then he gave them the cup. This is my blood, the blood of the new covenant. They are going to find it. Those guys are clever. Which is shed for you and for many. The one in the Gospels. For the remission of sins. Is the church built on new or old covenant? You are the people who are still sacrificing animals at your churches. Is it built on new or old? Likewise, took the cup. This cup is the new covenant in my blood shed for you. The cup is the new covenant. Now, take me to Genesis 14. Melchizedek came out with bread and wine. Huh? Next verse. He blessed him. Who? Abraham. Blessed be Abraham, possessor of heaven and earth. And blessed be God, who has delivered your enemies. And he gave him a tithe. The first time you see the word tithe, you also see bread and wine, which are the enactors of the new covenant on which the church is built. And this man, Jacob, receives the same promises. He says the stone shall be the house of God, the church. And two things will never be lacking: prayer and the tithe. Hebrews 7. Some people need 3 witnesses. It's as if we are in a law. 1 witness is not good. Yeah, 2 are good. 3, too good. For this, from verse 1, go to verse 7. 6, 7, as if. Here mortal men receive tithes, but there he receives them, of whom it is witnessed that he lives. It says, this Melchizedek, king of Salem, king of righteousness, king of peace, without father, without mother, without genealogy. It says Jesus is a priest forever according to the order of this Melchizedek. And here, mortal men receive tithes. They come around with baskets. While they are receiving them, there, he receives them. One guy was telling me, Upmo, how do I know how much to give God? How like, I told him, you go to the outside, the compound, on the Tenalia, on the parking slab, then throw the money up. God will decide how much he wants by what keeps going. Whatever comes back is yours. I think he was asking me, how do we give God? We say we are giving. How do we give God? I said, no, you just go outside and throw. How many of you think that's good counsel? You see, here, mortal men, as you're giving it like this, he's receiving it. Of whom it is witnessed that he lives. The witness of his being alive and raised from the dead is your tithe. And when you don't tithe, you're saying he's still in the grave. He's not alive. You shouldn't celebrate Easter if you're non-tither. Who has understood 1 or 2 things? Do you want your pastor to beg you to tithe again? Maybe you've been doing it without knowledge. Now you're armed with knowledge. Tithe is not just a method of meeting the church's needs. No. It's a covenant issue. In fact, if God wanted, he would just touch 2 or 3 people and they just pay for all the bills. But that's not how God works. That's why I discourage all these pastors, because the worship pastors, they are the most generous. So sometimes they are tempted to always use their own money to run the church. I said, don't do it, because you're killing your people. You're denying your people the blessing. Yes, be generous, but insist that everyone must give what participate. Yeah. So this is how God makes sure everyone is walking in the financial blessing. If you earn 10K, you tithe 1K. You get 10 million, you tithe 1 million. You get 100 million, you tithe 10 million. If when you get 100 million, feel like 10 million is too much to tithe, God can always lower to the level that you are comfortable tithing. If the maximum you can tithe is 3 million, he will make sure you don't get more than 30. Just so you don't get these issues. The other day, one of our locations, someone brought tithe of 137 million shillings. Tithe, not first fruit, tithe. Yeah, 137. Now, I see you soon tithing those kind of things. Yes, why not? It's a blessing. First sit down, you have understood.